I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. And that's pretty scary because cancer, you can die, right? That's a pretty scary thing. But I found out pretty early on that it also can be pretty fun. For instance, when I first went to talk to my breast cancer surgeon, he said the tumor was small. And so I said, okay, so that means a lumpectomy, right? They just take out the tumor by itself. And he said, well, you're small. By the time I take out the tumor and get clean margins around it, there won't be much left. You wouldn't be happy with the result. Okay, I get it. We'll do that. And he says, and then we started talking, and he said, but I think I can save the nipple. All right, let's save all the body parts we can. My friend later asked me, she said, so how does that work? Do they like carve it out and put it in the freezer and reattach it later, or how does that work? And I said, actually, I don't know, because I never got that far. Because I went and talked to my plastic surgeon. I said, so my breast cancer surgeon says he can save the nipple. Do a mastectomy, right? Cut the breast off, but keep the nipple. And he said, well, yeah, but you don't want him to do that. And I said, I don't want him to. Why don't I want him to do that? He says, well, if he does that, your nipple will be 2 inches lower and pointing at the floor. Said, you're right, don't want that. That doesn't sound good. And he said, but we can do nipple reconstruction surgery. Okay, that sounds good. He says it's separate surgery from everything else, but we can do that. So go to Google, nipple reconstruction surgery. Harvest skin from lady parts or your butt crack. I'm like, yikes, I don't want to do that. So I go back to my plastic surgeon. I said, so where are you getting the skin to do this nipple reconstruction you're telling me about? I said, I understand you use lady parts. And he said, yeah, we used to do that. We don't do that anymore. And I said, great, what do you do now? He says, well, I just carve a little triangle out of the skin on your breast and tuck the edge, one of the points underneath it, and make a nipple out. And I said, okay, that sounds great. And he started drawing. You know that paper you sit on in the doctor's office? So he's drawing this triangle and explaining to me which tip he's going to tuck under. I said, oh, that's great. I made him draw that triangle 3 times. The last time they were wheeling me into surgery. I said, so tell me again where this skin is going to come from. So that was all good. So it turns out, I found out later, the reason they don't use lady parts anymore, and the reason they did use it is because his skin is brown and crinkly, so it's the right texture for a nipple, right? So that's all good. Now they do nipple tattoos. So this is great. So I asked my doctor, I said, okay, so do you know anyone who does nipple tattoos? I've heard that's a thing. He said, oh yeah, I know a guy. His name is Vinny.
Of course it is.
Vinny started out as a real tattoo artist, right? In Baltimore Port, right? And my view of tattoos is that in my day, you had to be an ex-con or a sailor or a biker, right? Does anyone in this room have tattoos? Yes. Lots of people have tattoos. Okay, well, I'm a grandmother, so yeah, tattoos were not in my vocabulary before. So I said, okay, so Vinny. So a breast cancer surgeon asked him if he would do nipple tattoos for his patients. And so he started doing that. He's now a rock star in the nipple tattoo business. It takes 6 months to get an appointment with Vinny. And he has turned over his entire practice to nipple tattoos because his sister got breast cancer. And he said, obviously, I need to be doing this. And so I called him up. I said, okay, so I want to make an appointment. And he said, okay, so first you have to send me pictures. Anyone in this room do sexting? Not me. I remember, I'm a grandmother. We had Polaroids. we didn't do sexting. So he said, send me pictures of your breasts, and then we'll have a consultation. So I sent him pictures, and he said, well, you're small. What does that have to do with nipple tattoos? He said, so the nipple tattoo would take up 1/3 of your breast. I said, that's not good. That's not going to work right. He says, and besides that, you're pale. All right, now, when I grew up before Title IX, so women did not change in gang rooms for gym class. We had little booths with curtains in them, so it was private. I understand it's a little bit different now. Like, I've been to the rec center, and women change just standing in front of the lockers, and I don't look. I mean, I think it's the same thing for guys. When you're at the urinal, you don't look, right? So I didn't know that there was a big difference between women and their tattoos. I was telling a friend about this. She's a redhead. She said, yeah. And she said, I'm a redhead, and it turns out I'm paler than most women's breasts, nipples. And that's when I found out that there's different colors, right? So the implication for Vinny was, because you're pale, we'll have to do the other one also to make it match. So they'll both be brown. I'm like, all right, so all you people who've had tattoos, as I understand this process, it hurts, right? So when you've had a mastectomy, that's not such a big deal because you don't have any feeling anymore. But now we're talking about a part that still has feeling and doing a tattoo on that part. So I said, at that point, I said, that's it. Thanks, Vinny. We're not going to do this. So the upshot of it was, finally, I was telling my husband, I said, okay, so I'm going to need new bras because my bras don't fit anymore. And he says, well, we have a friend whose daughter has a bra shop, and she specializes in breast cancer patients. Her sister died of cancer, and so now this is her specialty. And she's in Hawaii. I guess we'll have to go see her. We're going in 3 months. Thank you.